Hi, my name is Ben Somma. I decided to do my research topic on this class for if old dogs could learn new tricks. So, hypothesis. So, the general consensus or hypothesis of this topic of if old dogs can learn new tricks is no, they cannot. And it's because many people think that it's impossible for old dogs to learn new tricks and behaviors due to the fact that they have gone many years without learning the new tricks or new behaviors or changing the way they act. A common reason why people think more like specifically and scientifically why they can't learn new tricks is due to cognitive dysfunction, which is where a dog has a loss of intellectual functions, such as like learning new tricks, going outside, or just new behaviors in general. So there's an old adage called, just people say it all the time, is you can't teach an old dog new tricks. An old dog cannot learn new tricks. So the real question is it even possible to teach an old dog new tricks? So Dr. Jill Sackman says yes. Yes, it is. Dr. Jill Sackman has a PhD in behavioral medicine from the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. She works for Blue Pearl, and she also is a board-certified veterinary surgeon. She spent several years of her life in research for Johnson & Johnson and developing cutting-edge medical products and procedures in order for both just dogs in general and canine, and also for new tricks in old dogs. So what we're focusing mainly on with Dr. Jill Sackman is her article that she did research on titled Myth or Fact, You Can't Teach an Old Dog New Tricks. So her research. So in this article, she states pretty much explicitly that you can in fact teach old dogs new tricks. And she even goes as far to argue that old dogs can learn new tricks just as well as young dogs, except with two exceptions. She stated that in the sense of strenuous activity, such as if you want to teach your 10-year-old dog how to play fetch, it's going to fall short in terms of joints and muscle functions just due to physical deterioration over time, not because it's cognitive ability to learn. So what this means is your dog may be able to learn how to play fetch at an older age, but it's going to struggle with it due to physical nature rather than cognitive nature. She also goes to argue that it takes a lot more time for a dog to reverse or untrain bad behaviors.
Stop, look at me learning.
So
Seriously.
a bad behavior would be such as if you have a dog such as a rescue dog who never became potty trained, you have like an 8-year-old rescue dog. She argues it's somewhat difficult for it to unlearn that behavior and learn how to properly go to the bathroom, but it's definitely possible. It may take more time than it would a puppy, but it's definitely possible to teach, quote unquote, this old dog a new trick. So to quote Dr. Jill Sackman, she states, "It's never too late to enroll your dog in a training class, and it's never too late to teach an old dog a new trick. You can teach an old dog a new trick." So, in total, there's also the largest research that was able to find, was by VetMed Uni Vienna, and they had this large research experiment held in Australia. And so essentially it was led by Lisa J. Wallace and Frederick Range. And they essentially took charge of this, and they had a huge amount of dogs of various ages, and they tested them with a procedure. And so I'll get to the procedure later, but essentially they used dog-computer interactions in order to provide mental stimulation to aging dogs and also in younger dogs, and to compare the results. So they had in the article they were a little quirky with it, and they called it the Sudoku of man's best friend due to the fact that it's more of a cognitive test than like a learning trick. And it was said through their research to be able to slow down mental deterioration in aging dogs. So the procedure. The procedure is essentially, with training the dogs initially, they have somewhat of a two-dimensional screen, and what they have is it's touchscreen, and the dogs touch one of the two objects. So they take days to months or even weeks just to train the dog to properly use it. And what they do is the older dogs are given a treat for successfully touching the correct displayed two-dimensional object. And they use this as somewhat of a game to test their cognitive ability and also to improve their cognitive ability. And with time, all of the dogs were able to complete the task with more speed and precision, irregardless of their age. So here I have a video provided by Natural Geographic about this topic by Ben.